sports.
I'd like to talk to you about a fresh start on a new world. Be making a difference.
I told myself I could pass any test a man can pass. All I ever wanted was a single thing worth fighting for.
I mean, that's even more Hollywood than Hollywood.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah, you're right. It's Mannywood.
They've sent us a message. Whatever they want. But we will send them a message.
Wherever it goes, the Dodgers have won.
This is our land.
All the storied history and glory, frustrations and heartbreak that both of these teams have inflicted upon the other. It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the San Francisco Giants. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be. It certainly wasn't a pleasant Saturday for the Dodgers, but they turned the page today, featuring a lineup that's a little bit on the different side. Reed Johnson is in left field instead of Manny Ramirez. At first base, Ronnie Belliard will be playing instead of James Loney. Jamie Carroll is also in the starting lineup as the Dodgers face Barry Zito. He is 2-0. He has never gone 3-0 in his career, and he's up against the Dodgers, where he is 6-5 lifetime. Countering the left-hander, the Dodgers will send Clayton Kershaw to the mound with a record of 1-0. So pull up a chair. It's the Giants and the Dodgers. And when we come back, we'll take a look at the pomp and circumstance of opening day. game of the three-game series between the Giants and the Dodgers. Years ago, the writer Thomas Boswell wrote, "Life begins on opening day." Here in Los Angeles, it was another great opener. Hello, hello. Hiya, Brad. Everything is good. How about you? Dodger Baseball on Prime Ticket is brought to you by your Southern California Hyundai dealer. Want more MPG? Hyundai has it with 7 models that get 30 miles per gallon or more. By Shakey's. In what Hall of Fame is Shakey's founder Sherwood Shaky Johnson honored? Well, go to shakey's.com/trivia. By AT&T TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and wireless. Visit att.com or call 1-800-PIC-ATT for details. And by Southwest Airlines. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday afternoon to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers concluding their first homestand of the year here at Dodger Stadium, and appropriately enough, against the San Francisco Giants. We will not see the Giants for 70 days until we catch up again in June. Here's their lineup. Eugenio Velez leading off in left, Edgar Renteria at short, Pablo Sandoval at third. Then you have Aubrey Huff at first, Benji Molina behind the plate, Juan Uribe will be at second base, Andres Torres will be in center field, Nate Scherholz will be in right, and Barry Zito on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, the left-hander at 22, young Clayton Kershaw, 1-0 for the year, picked up his win on the home opener Tuesday, although he didn't pitch that well, but nevertheless, he did get the W. He went 5 1/3 innings. Last year, on April the 15th, almost an anniversary, he struck out 13 Giants, and of course, he also had that marvelous stretch where he did not allow a home run in 15 straight starts. That carried from the first week in June into August. His ERA at home last year was 1.8. So Kershaw going up against the veteran left-hander Barry Zito, and he'll first face Eugenio Velez, who homered Friday night well back into the Giant bullpen. Velez, switch hitter, batting right-handed, and takes a strike, and we're underway. Yesterday, Velez 3 for 5. He had a double, a walk, an RBI, and also scored a run. He's a very talented kid, not really a lot of power. Basically a gap hitter, and he takes an off-speed breaking ball for a strike, and the count 0-2. Velez is from San Pedro de Macorís and played at Augusta 4 years ago for the now first base coach of the Giants, Roberto Kelly. So they know each other from the low minor days. Roberto Kelly, of course, played for the Dodgers briefly in his wonderful career. Then he became a manager, and very high. He said Velez can beat you with power, his speed. He can beat you in so many ways. Well, we saw that brief burst of power Friday night, hitting left-handed. Strike 2 pitch all the way to the backstop. Pitch gets away, and the count 1-2. We mentioned the fact we're not going to see the Giants for a while. It will be June the 28th, 70 days from now. However, there'll be 5 big games in July, and the Dodgers will have their hands full with Bruce Bochy 6 times in September. Velez tries to hold up on a pitch, can't do it, strikes out, and here we go. And we will check the Dodgers defensively. The outfield, Reed Johnson, Matt Kemp, and Andre Ethier. The infield of Casey Blake, Rafael Furcal, Jamie Carroll, and Ronnie Belliard. And the battery of Kershaw and Martin. A couple of notes on the Dodgers. That is that Manny Ramirez is resting that leg. Remember, he had a tight calf. The first pitch now to Edgar Renteria is a strike, and the count 0-1. So Manny, by not playing yesterday, not playing today, Monday a travel day, he won't play till Tuesday night in Cincinnati, and he should be 100%. Joe Torre said before the game that he could use Manny as a pinch hitter if so dictated. 1 ball and 1 strike to Edgar Renteria. Veteran shortstop, takes high and away, and the count 2 balls and 1 strike. Renteria, the scouts say, might have lost a step or so, but he is still a sharp shortstop in the sense he plays the hitters intelligently. He takes a strike, and the count 2-2. In this series, he's been struggling. A Gold Glover in 2002 and 3. He is 1 for 9 in the series. So Renteria waiting, and the 2-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball got him swinging. So Clayton Kershaw and Edgar Renteria go down, and just like that, the batter will be Pablo Sandoval. Kershaw really snapping off a mean deuce, and the bottom just dropped out of it. Picked up the outside corner, and down goes Renteria. So with 2 strikeouts, here's Pablo Sandoval. After having been looking at him for the last 2 years, most people feel he's a lot like Vladimir Guerrero. Not only can he hit your pitch, he knows he can hit your pitch. He has great plate coverage. He's hitting .326. Kershaw comes back, fastball away, and a 2-ball, no strike count. Light breeze blowing out to right field. Sandoval with 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. He is very big. He could be 250. The 2-0 pitch on the way outside, ball 3. But there are plenty of people who think that Pablo Sandoval might very well win the batting crown this year. That will be quite a trick because he's not going to get any leg hits, that's for sure. Infield extremely deep, and he takes high, ball 4. It was almost as if Kershaw pitched around Sandoval and puts him aboard. So after 2 strikeouts, the Panda, as they call him, gets the walk, and Aubrey Huff, left-hand hitter, coming up. Huff batting .282 with a home run, 5 runs batted in. He's done well for the Giants. He's reached base safely 9 of the first 11. He's had 7 walks and takes a breaking ball strike. 0-1. He had to pull his head back, and then the ball just jumped into the strike zone. Huff has only faced the Dodgers 4 times in his career. He's made the most of it. .389 batting average. A strike one pitch, check swing, slow roll, a tough play. For Call has to come back to get it, but he has the arm to throw him out. So Aubrey Huff checks his swing, and Raphael makes him pay for it. No runs, no hits, a man left on the walk, and at the end of half. Giants failed to score in the first inning. Clayton Kershaw makes 16 pitches, strikes out 2 and walks 1. Now the Dodgers will go up against the left-handed Barry Zito, and here's their lineup. Raphael Furcal, followed by Russell Martin, who moves up in the number 2 slot. Andre Ethier, and then Matt Kemp. Casey Blake at third. Ronnie Belliard moves over to first. James Loney's numbers against Zito are not good, so Belliard gets a chance. Reed Johnson in left field for Manny. Jamie Carroll at second base for the left-hand hitting Blake DeWitt, and Clayton Kershaw on the mound. On the mound is Barry Zito. He'll be 32 the middle of May, born in Las Vegas, went to school at USC, and of course the next thing you understand about Zito, that 7-year deal he signed for $126 million. Line drive right back at his body. Zito recovers and throws out for a call, and they're going to have to go out there and make sure that $126 million pitcher is okay. Boy, Furcal really stung that first pitch, and Zito, to his credit, still made the play. So a gathering to the right of the mound, Bruce Bochy leading the anxious knot of players. Zito with a high fastball. It seemed to hit him on the left hip, or maybe just above the belt on the left side, and they're going to let Barry make a pitch or two. He's 6'4" and 210. This is his 4th year with the Giants. His contract of 7 years for $126 million, and he assures the club he's okay. Well, you can imagine just how anxious they are to make sure Barry is okay. Zito has never done well in the month of April. In fact, his career is something like 13 and 18, an earned run average of about 5. So in the first half of his career, he is 6 games under 500. But the second half, he is 35 games above 500. Barry ready and deals, and the first pitch in for a strike to Russell Martin, batting .333 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. Zito followed that pattern again last year. Strike one pitch on the way, slow breaking ball missed, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Last year, going into the All-Star break, He had made 18 starts, and his earned run average was a little over 5. 1-1 pitch fouled off. Then, in the second half, in 15 starts, his earned run average was 2.8. One reason, they say, the emergent second half, that he was starting to pitch inside more, little cutters, running them in to the right-hand batters. 1-2 the count to Russell Martin, and the next pitch grounded to short. Up with it there easily is Renteria to make the play. And we have 2 down in the first inning. And Andre Ethier coming up. By the way, that ball that Rafael Furcal hit right back at Zito brought up something else besides the fact he didn't quit, made the play. You know, he's missed only 1 start in his major league career. He's never been on the disabled list. He's made 308 starts since 2001. So he's been the workhorse in the major leagues. 32 starts or more each of the last 9 years. Big slow bender in for a strike to Andre, and the count 0-1. Ethier hitting his first grand slam the other night over the center field wall. He has 3 home runs, 12 runs batted in, takes inside under the hands. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 down, first inning, no score. For the Giants, Aaron Rowan hit in the head by Vicente Padilla is on the DL as Andre fouls it away. He may or may not have surgery. They're talking about putting a small plate in there which would speed up his recovery. In fact, I understood that Rowan wanted to play today, and they said, no, we'll put you on the DL. They brought up an outfielder, Matt Downs, to take his place. Mark DeRosa is also hurting. He suffered a right hamstring pull. The 1-2 pitch, Ethier, a line drive, base hit into right field. Over to get the ball is Scherholz. So a 2-out single by Andre Ethier will bring up Matt Kemp. So Matt Kemp checking in. Matt putting up dazzling numbers, a .327 batting average, 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in. And looking at Zito's work, Furcal, who led off the game with that line drive, came in hitting .364 against Zito, so he's given him a bad time in the past. Kemp takes a breaking ball strike. Matt is hitting .469 against Zito. Barry looks in to get a sign. Ethier short lead at first. Held on by Huff. The strike 1 pitch off the plate. In the home run column, Manny Ramirez has 3 home runs against Zito. Furcal has 1. Belliard has 1. Blake has 1. Kemp without a home run, but 15 hits against the left-hander. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way high and outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Talking to Dwayne Kuiper and Mike Krukow, the fine broadcasters for the Giants, and they were saying, you know, when you think about it, Ethier and Kemp are the Dodgers' Lincecum and Kane. 2 brilliant young hitters against 2 brilliant young pitchers. 2-1 pitch on the way is high. Ball 3, 3-1. Tim Lincecum, who was overpowering yesterday and for good measure also had 3 hits. The kid they call the Freak because of his unusual delivery. He takes a bigger stride to home plate than anyone in the game. The pitch is off speed and the slow freight's in there for a strike, and the count 3-2. So the Dodgers winning 10-8 Friday night. Giants coming back to pummel the Dodgers 9-0. And now we're in the first inning today on a rather unusual day. This is a big anniversary day. 3-2 pitch to Kemp is swung on, lifted to right center. Calling is Torres as he goes to the track, and he's 3 feet from the wall when he makes the catch. It's the anniversary of the first Giant-Dodger game in Los Angeles. More about that later, and at the end of an inning, no score. Go to the second inning, no score. Barry Zito set the Dodgers down 15 pitches, and to the 4 hitters he faced, first pitch strike. He also survived that line drive off the bat of Rafael Furcal. So here we go in the second inning. Benji Molina, Juan Uribe, and then the young center fielder Andres Torres. Molina hitting .448 with a home run, 8 runs batted in, and takes a strike. In 1958, the brand new San Francisco Giants and the brand new Los Angeles Dodgers met for the first time at Seal Stadium in San Francisco. Strike one pitch is in there. But on this day in 1958, the Dodgers and the Giants were going to play their first game in Los Angeles history at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. There were parades, crowds downtown lining the streets as Molina takes high. They said the crowd at the steps of City Hall, where there was a big rally, about 5,000 people. And as Dodgers filed onto the bus and out of the bus onto the steps, there were senoritas from Olvera Street dancing about, and the police band played California Here I Come. The Los Angeles Mayor Norris Polson welcomed the club by addressing owner Walter O'Malley. And the Dodgers were here. There's a lot more than went on that day, but we'll watch Molina first. And the 1-2 pitch on the way to Benji, swung on, grounded, backhanded by Belliard, feeds Kershaw coming over. Ronnie Belliard, playing first base today, takes a hit away from Molina, and we have one out with Juan Uribe coming up. When Norris Polson spoke to Walter O'Malley, he said, when you moved the Dodgers out here, they said you were going out to the sticks. Well, Cabrillo discovered California before Hudson discovered Manhattan, so you're coming up in the world. And then Mr. O'Malley presented Polson with the home plate from Ebbets Field. The pitch to Uribe misses, ball 1-0. O'Malley presented with a California Bear flag that was flying over the Coliseum during all the Dodger games. The 1-0 pitch on the way swung on and missed, and of course we have the state flag out here at Dodger Stadium. Then the celebrating continued. Carl Erskine pitched a strong game. Dick Gray hit a home run, and the Dodgers had their first victory at home against the Giants. Uribe, a big swing and a miss, a 1-2 count. The paid attendance that day at the Coliseum was over 78,672. And the pitch is lifted in the air down the left field line. Going out is Furcal, coming in is Johnson, and Reed makes the catch for the second out. So just imagine, on this day 52 years ago was the beginning of the new chapters in the Giant-Dodger rivalry. Andres Torres coming up. He can run like the wind, cover a lot of ground out there. He's a switch hitter, but he is 0 for 10, so as now he's a switch swinger. Right-hand batter now against Kershaw, and takes a strike. And the count 0-1. Aaron Rowan hit in the head Friday night by Vicente Padilla. So one man's misfortune is another's opportunity, and we'll see just whether Torres can cash it in or not. 1-1 the count with 2 down. Andres Torres is from Puerto Rico. Takes a pitch away. He is 5'10", about 190. Originally drafted by the Tigers, went to school at Miami-Dade Community College. The 2-1 pitch on the way. Torres swings, fouls it away. They tell us that in high school he was a track star. Didn't play baseball at all until relatively late, but he is quite a fine athlete. So Torres signed with the Tigers, came up in 02, 03, 04 with Detroit. 2-2 pitch on the way. Andres hits one back off the leg of Kershaw. Coming back to get it is Carroll, but he can't make a play in time, as we said. Torrey's a track star, and he was flying down the line. So Torrey safely aboard. It was a base hit off the leg of Kershaw. And with 2 out and a runner on, Nate Shearholt's coming up. So Torrey's flying down the line. Kershaw never had a chance. Jamie Carroll tried to recover, but not a shot. We mentioned it Friday night when he appeared as a pinch hitter. Shearholtz in the past never wore batting gloves except in batting practice. He was kind of like Mark Grace. When the game started, no gloves. But we noticed this year, first time we've seen him, and he is wearing batting gloves. Born in Reno, lives up in Danville, went to Shabbat Junior College, so he's kind of a local boy. Shabbat's over at Hayward. Left-hand batter. Kershaw ready and deals, and the fastball, high ball 1. So wouldn't you know, and it certainly figures in life as well as baseball, just as soon as the Giants trade Fred Lewis, their outfielder, they trade him to Toronto, boom, they lose their regular center fielder. So they're playing a left-handed hitter, Nate Shearholtz, against Kershaw. Clayton looks at first, back, and it's fouled off by Shearholtz. Nate's well put together, 6'2", 215. In college, he put on about 30 pounds to get as big as he is now. Giants gave him a good bonus to sign. 1-1 the count to Nate Shearholtz. 2 out, Torres at first with a good lead. Kershaw looking over at him, now to the plate, and drops it low. Torres over there at first base. We know he runs well. He has not been involved in a stolen base, but you figure that should he gamble and go, if he makes it, Shearholtz is hitting 8th, and you have Barry Zito on deck with 2 out. But he has a good lead. Kershaw decides he's got him picked off. That's how good a lead he had. Belliard throws it to Furcal. Furcal back to Kershaw, who tags him out. So Andres Torres daring Clayton Kershaw with such a big lead, and they hang him out to dry. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left. The end of an inning and a half, no score. Lead at first. Kershaw kept looking at him, finally decided to go over there and picked him off. So with a large crowd today, many of whom wearing This Is My Town Dodger caps, sponsored by Farmer John, we go to the bottom of the 2nd inning, no score. Kershaw made 18 pitches. Now Zito working to Casey Blake, and it's in for a strike. Blake hitting .265, does have a home run in the past against Zito. Barry works from the third base side of the rubber. His left foot is barely making contact. Gets the next pitch in for a strike. 0-2 the count. His left foot right on the edge of the rubber. Now the strike 2 pitch on the way. Barry delivers and is hit in the air to left field. Coming up in a hurry right there to make the catch is Velez. So a little fly ball to left, one away. Then Ronnie Belliard coming up. Belliard made a very good play to take a hit away from Benji Molina. There's one other player, and you might miss seeing or hearing about him, normally wearing a Giant uniform, and that's Freddie Sanchez. Freddie Sanchez had shoulder surgery and is rehabbing. He had the surgery in December, so it'll be a while before he plays, but he is starting to shape up a little bit. The next pitch is swung on and fouled away. Freddie Sanchez, born in Hollywood and lives in Burbank. Freddie with the Giants last year, bothered by that sore shoulder. He still hit .284. Came over from the Pirates, so they miss his bat indeed. 1-1 the count. The pitch to Belliard is taken off the plate. Ronnie Belliard hitting .444 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. This is a going away game for the Dodgers as Belliard fouls it off. The Giants go down the road to play San Diego. The Dodgers will go to Cincinnati starting on Tuesday at 3. Next weekend they'll be in the nation's capital playing Washington, and they'll finish up the trip 3 weekday games in New York against the Mets. 2-2 pitch on the way. Curveball dribbled up along first. Zito picks it up and throws him out. Playing the Mets, of course, wondering how tired they might be today, going 20 innings yesterday with the St. Louis Cardinals, but they did win 2-1. So you know the beach is back. Bleacher Beach at Dodger Stadium, open Friday through Sunday, and beach bums enjoy unlimited food, private beach party, compliments of Bud Light, and starting Friday, April 30th, fans receive a Bleacher Beach water bottle. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/beach or call 866-DODGERS. Here's Reed Johnson. He takes a strike, and the count 0-1. No score, bottom of the second inning. We're rooting for a good Major League ball game today. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way, swung on, pop foul, and out of play. I mean, you look at the scores, a couple of 9-run games with Arizona, then a 10-run winning game Friday night, then a 9-0 game yesterday. So it'd be kind of nice to see a well-pitched, well-played Major League game. Here's the strike 2 pitch on the way, and Reed tries to hold up, can't do it, and that's the inning. Strikeout number 1 for Barry Zito. And at the end of 2, the Giants and the Dodgers, no score. And into the third we go. Shearholtz followed by Zito and then Velez. So Nate, the left-hand hitter, batting .273, backed up to take another look at Kershaw. Out of a windup now, and the fastball is promptly banged into right field for a base hit. So Shearholtz was looking at Kershaw pitching out of a stretch in the second inning. Now he looks at him from a windup and hits the first pitch fastball into right field. So Barry Zito coming up. The Dodgers facing Cy Young Award winners back to back. You know, Tim Lincecum won 2008 and 2009. Barry won in 2002. He pops the bunt up foul over the backstop screen and into the crowd. So 0-1 the count to Barry. Long time ago there was an article written about Zito, and they talked about going into his bedroom, on the wall a black and pewter Cy Young Award, and also a shrine built to Sandy Koufax. Barry takes low, 1 ball and 1 strike. He has a patchwork of photographs and autographs, the back of an old stadium seat. So Barry Zito, besides being a brilliant pitcher, quite a collector. 1-1 the count. He shows bunt again and gets it down this time. Kershaw's play has to go to first to Jamie Carroll. So the sacrifice works. Shearholtz advances to second with 1 out. And Eugenio Velez coming up. Velez struck out in the first inning, and Zito gets 5 as he comes back into the dugout. For Zito, that would be his second successful bunt this year. It's interesting, as good as Zito is, he starts the year 2-0, trying to win his third today. And in his long and brilliant career, he has never started 3-0. So here's Velez trying to help him with a runner at second, 1 out, third inning, no score. Kershaw out of a stretch, a look at second, and the first pitch in there nicely for a strike. If you want to see a curveball, this is the good matchup. I mean, you have a Clayton Kershaw who throws a great public enemy #1 at 12-6 curveball, and so does Barry Zito. 0-1 the count. Now the next pitch drops a little low, so 1 ball and 1 strike. I don't know when Kershaw first started to throw that good curveball in his young career. Barry Zito said he started to throw the same curveball that he throws today when he was 7, and no one taught him. It just happened. Here's the 1-1 pitch coming up. Kershaw's fastball is swung on, fouled away. 1-2 the count. One and two the count to Velez, trying to pick up Nate Shearholtz. 1 out, third inning, no score. Dodgers have 1 hit. Ethier singled, did not get past first base. Sandoval walked in the first inning and stayed there. Torres singled, but he was picked off, and now Shearholtz has reached second base for the Giants. 1-2 pitch, and Velez swings, doesn't get it, strikes out a second time. Third strikeout for Clayton Kershaw. Remember last April, young Clayton struck out 13 Giants. Big spinner, looked like he started it right above his ear, and it was just about in the dirt by the time it got past the plate. So 2 down, Shearholtz at second base, and here is Edgar Renteria. Right hand hitting shortstop, takes off the plate, ball 1, 1-0. Renteria, who has had a marvelous career, the boy from Barranquilla in Colombia, 5-time All-Star. He's won 3 Silver Slugger awards. He's had some big years. The 1-0 pitch on the way, Edgar swings, doesn't get it. Looking at averages when he was with the Cardinals, he hit .305, .330. With the Braves, he hit .332.
He's put up big numbers. Not a power hitter. Most home runs 16, and he did that 10 years ago with the Cardinals. Edgar holds up on a pitch high. Ball 2, 2-1. He'll be 34 in August, and he's been playing in the big leagues since 1996. When he was a kid growing up, he wanted to be a soccer player. When he was 10, he said, I didn't like baseball anymore at all. So he laid off for 3 years. He swings, doesn't get it. And a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Edgar Renteria. 4 years ago, when he was with the Braves, he began his first season with Atlanta with a 23-game hitting streak. Great way to start the year. Steve Garvey had a 21-game hitting streak. Joe Torre started a year with a 22-game hitting streak. Ron LaFleur with Detroit began the year with a 30-game hitting streak. By the way, in 1971, when Joe had that 22-game hitting streak, he was the National League MVP. Joe Torre hit .363 with 24 home runs and 137 runs batted in. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Renteria, trying to pick up Schierholtz, and it is way outside. And now Clayton has a little trouble as the Panda comes up, and that's Pablo Sandoval. It was Zito who had gone to the movie and seen the Kung Fu Panda, and he came back and put the nickname on Sandoval. Watch him. If you're on TV, watch what he does. First, he runs up. He hits his feet 4 times against his toes, usually 4 times against his shins, sometimes once against the helmet. He goes through this routine all the time. And sometimes he'll also draw a cross in the dirt. Right now he settles in for his second at bat. He walked in the first inning. Kershaw out of a stretch. A look back at second. Clayton ready and delivers. Breaking ball and a dandy. He throws that in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Sandoval is 5'11" and was listed as high as 260. I'm not sure if he's that big, but he is big. Strike one pitch to Pablo is swung on and foul back, and the count 0-2. In his first year with the Giants, he hit .345. And what was really impressive, not just the .345, he struck out only 14 times. Last year, in a full season with 25 home runs, he struck out 83 times. So the strike 2 pitch swung on and missed. Up and in at the letters. The 4th strikeout for Clayton Kershaw. And for the Giants, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left as Sandoval Zito and Clayton Kershaw, two left-handers really battling it out. 134, 122. For Jamie Carroll, he'll check in, hitting .313. Get a right-handed bat in, so Blake DeWitt sits down. And Zito ready to go to work. Sandoval is up even with the bag at third. And the same story for Aubrey Huff. Pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-1. You look at that Giant pitching staff and you realize how good they are. They've had 3 shutouts in the first 11 games. Strike one, pitch on the way, showcase fastball up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Light breeze now blowing the flags, indicating it's going right to left. Zito looks over the tips of the glove into the windup, and the 1-1 fastball lifted to right field. Coming up for it is Shearholtz and makes the catch. So Jamie Carroll lead on the fastball, 1 away. And the batter Clayton Kershaw. Zito is a pretty good guitar player, we understand, and among all of the different bits and pieces of memorabilia, he has a black and white photograph of the legendary guitarist Carlos Santana. The pitch in for a strike, 0-1. He has a Green Bay Packer jersey from Reggie White, number 92. 1-1 the count to Clayton Kershaw. Zito works quickly, doesn't mess around, comes back and it's fouled off. And a 1-2 count. We mentioned it the other night. They have this thing now called sloth, S-L-O-T-H. What it means is seconds to launch 1 throw home. The fastest pitcher is Tim Lincecum. Slow curveball and a dribbler back to the box. And Zito fires to first in time. And just like that, 2 down. The slowest, not the slowest of all, but one of the slowest, Vicente Padilla. So Lincecum would be the quickest. Barry Zito, he doesn't really figure in either one. So 2 out, 3rd inning, and Rafael Furcal, who hit that bullet that struck Zito, I believe, on the left hip, and he was able to go after it, make the play, and indicated that he was okay. Rafael has stung a few of Barry Zito's pitches. 364 lifetime batting average, and takes way outside. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Now the 1-0 pitch on the way. A bunt. Fielding it at first means it's a foot race, and Furcal will win it. Just as soon as Aubrey Huff went after the bunt, Furcal had the jump on Zito. And Rafael with a 2-out bunt single. It wasn't that Zito was late. It was the fact that Aubrey Huff committed, and there wasn't really anybody at first. So Furcal takes advantage of that play. If you wanted to put any kind of a blame, it would be Huff going after it and leaving first base open. So that would be hit number 2 against Zito, and the batter is Russell Martin. Left-handed Zito's pitch is swung on and missed. You know, the Atlanta Braves have a phenom, Jason Hayward. He hit a home run in his first game for the Braves. He's 20 years old. He's 6'5" and about 215. Both parents went to Dartmouth, and Jason, with a little beard, looks about 30, but boy, can he play. Breaking ball is low, 1-1. Well, we bring that up because Franklin Morales and Colorado just lost a heartbreaker, a game-winning bases-loaded single by the super rookie Jason Hayward. Atlanta won 4-3. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Zito goes to first for a call back on the bag. Well, let's take a look at the schedule. It'll be in June when the Braves will be here on the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. So you'll have plenty of chances to take a look at Jason Hayward. 1-1 pitch on the way is high, ball 2, 2-1. Bobby Cox, talking about Hayward, said all the hitters take batting practice, but when Hayward hits it, it sounds different. 2-1 to count to Martin with 2 out for call. Pretty good lead at first. Zito set, staring in, now looks at for call, comes to the plate and whips a high fastball for a strike up in the zone. Martin, I think, backing out, questioning the plate umpire Jerry Meals. Not much. Catchers like to have a good relationship with the plate umpire, and Jerry's been umpiring for 13 years. In fact, I'm surprised his right arm is functioning at all. Tell you why in a moment. The pitch to Martin is in the dirt. Jerry Meals was behind the plate when Kerry Wood, pitching for the Cubs, had a major league record 20 strikeouts. That was back in 1998. And for Jerry Meals, he started umpiring in Little League, and he's had a marvelous career. Meanwhile, 3-2 to Martin. That means for call goes with 2 out. Zito ready, a look at first. There goes Raphael, and the pitch is popped foul out of play as Zito ran that thing in. That's the cutter that he's been working on. And as we mentioned at the start, it seems from the scouts report that from the middle of last year he improved so much, and one reason, pitching inside with the cutter, the cut fastball to the right-hand hitters. Barrett lets that left arm dangle a little bit as he looks in to get a sign. 3-2 the count. Now the 3-2 pitch, little comebacker. Zito flips to first. That's that. No runs, 1 hit, a man left. 3 innings. Zito and Kershaw. Giants nothing, Dodgers nothing. Fourth inning, no score in the ball game. The Giants no runs, 2 hits, and the Dodgers no runs, 2 hits. Splendid pitching, Zito and Kershaw. It'll be Aubrey Huff, Benji Molina, and then Juan Uribe. Kershaw has made 51 pitches. Zito has made only 42. Zito has had 3 comebackers in 3 innings and 9 of 11 first pitch strikes, something to really emulate. And the first pitch, foul ball for a strike, 0-1 the count. Aubrey Huff had some time at Tampa Bay, and in 2003 he had himself a year with numbers that have been matched only by 11 in Major League history. He promptly bangs one into right field. That's going to be fair, going down into the corner. And Huff, the left-hand hitter, will jog into second base with a double. First of all, the numbers that he had 198 hits. He had 47 doubles, 34 home runs, and 107 runs batted in. Who else did that? Well, just listen to the names. Chuck Klein, Babe Herman, Alex Rodriguez, Albert Pujols, Todd Helton, Frank Robinson, Don Mattingly, Hank Greenberg, Lou Gehrig, Rogers Hornsby. I mean, he had the most unbelievable year. In 2003, Audrey Huff, and he now doubles. So here's Molina trying to pick him up. And the first pitch, ball one. Benji hitting .433, 1 home run, 8 runs batted in. Sprays that foul, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The Dodgers have had 2 base runners. Neither one got as far as second base. The Giants, with 2 walks and 2 singles, have still only had 1 man get to second base. 1 ball and 1 strike. Huff at second, leadoff double. Giants playing Super Bowl. They've won 8 of 11. They began the day 2 games in front of Colorado, and Colorado lost a heartbreaker to Atlanta. Heartbreaker because, among other things, apparently on a strike to a hitter at a very clutch situation, the umpire at second base had called time, and Jim Tracy was beside himself. Curveball is hit to right, coming up easier to make the catch, and holding on is Huff. So Molina tried to move him over, going the other way, and flies to right. And with 1 out, the batter will be Juan Uribe. Well, let's put your thinking cap on our AT&T trivia question. Yesterday, Ubaldo Jimenez threw the first no-hitter in Colorado history. Which 3 current franchises still haven't had one? You have any idea? Here's Uribe, fly to left field in the second inning. Ball 1. 1-0. Aubrey Huff with a double, 1 out later, still there. Uribe is from Bani in the Dominican Republic. Out away. Originally signed by the Rockies, and he came up for 2 years in 02 and 03. Then he spent 5 years with the White Sox, and last year with the Giants. Did very well. He had 289 for the Giants last year. So he's trying to get Aubrey Huff home from second base. No score. We're in the 4th. 1 out. Kershaw not ready. We mentioned it Friday night because it is kind of an interesting story, and you can imagine scouts who do not speak Spanish doing the scouting in Latin America. When the Giants scout took a look at Uribe, he went to talk to his father about giving him money and signing into a deal. Father didn't understand and was quite emphatic when he said, "My son is not for sale." 1-2. Bad ball, and he went after it. That was up out of the strike zone. 5 strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw. Huff is still at second, and the batter will be Andres Torres. Well, way back there were great matchups. In fact, there always are, but certainly there were terrific matchups. Carl Hubbell, Dizzy Dean whenever they went together. And of course, Giant Dodger games down through the years have had some great pitching matchups. And you know, when you think about it, Kershaw and Lincecum, or Kershaw and Kane, or Kershaw and Jonathan Sanchez. And you're talking about brilliant pitching duels, perhaps. And we're having one right now with Kershaw and Zito. There's Matt Cain, another of the brilliant young pitchers for the Giants. Jonathan Sanchez turned in a shutout the last time he went to the mound. I mean, their four pitchers are just dynamite. Todd Wellmeyer is the number 5 pitcher, and he could be considered, with really not a knock, but he could be considered the weak link of the 5. Torres singled and then was picked off. Remember, he hit back to the box and it went off the leg of Clayton Kershaw in the second inning. I mean, he is really thrown. BB's great control, strikes out 2 more. Clayton has struck out 6, and at the end of 3.5 innings, no score. To get Edgar Renteria. Move along. Velez a second time. Breaking ball in the dirt. Threw a fastball by Sandoval. High fastball got Uribe, and he finishes off Andres Torres. So a half a dozen strikeouts for Clayton Kershaw. And remember how effective he is here at Dodger Stadium. Absolutely brilliant. And he has begun the day on a high note. Meanwhile, Barry Zito, no slouch. As we mentioned, he's had 3 comebackers and 9 of 11 first pitch strikes. And first pitch hit in the air to center. It's playable. Torres is there. Galicia didn't hang around long. He had singled to right in the first inning and flies to center, opening up the 4th. So Zito going to work now on Matt Kemp. They hit that long fly ball to deep right center. Torres kept going back and finally caught it maybe 2-3 feet from the right center field wall. There's that 12-6 curveball, the same pitch. That means 11 of 13 first pitch strikes. Talk about shredding the strike zone. That's going to be a base hit to left field. So with 1 out, Matt Kemp singles to left. Hit number 3 for the Dodgers against Zito. For Call a single, Ethier a single, and now Kemp. Casey Blake flied to left in the second inning, 0 for 1. Casey hitting .343, 1 home run, 6 runs batted in. Belliard hitting back of Blake. Ball 1. For Matt Kemp, he has stolen 2 bases, but he's also been caught twice over there at first. One ball and no strikes. No score, bottom of the 4th. Fastball in there. 1-1. Interesting conversation with the agent Scott Boras, who has represented Barry Zito, talking about Zito's brilliance and Greg Maddux. That's a strike. The only difference, said Scott, Maddux spends most of his time evaluating the opposition. Zito spends most of his time evaluating himself. 1-2. Kemp at first, 1 out, bottom of the 4th, no score. Drive to left field, going back on the ball and turning now is Velez to make the catch. So Kemp returns to first. 2 down, and Ronnie Belliard coming up. In Barry Zito's career, this is his 11th season. He's won 135 games. Of course, there were those who projected that he'd win 300 games. He's got a long way to go. Ronnie Belliard hit back to the box, 0 for 1. James Loney is not playing today. You can understand why. Loney is 1 for 20 against Barry Zito in his career. That would translate to a batting average of .5 buck. So Belliard batting .421, playing first. Kemp now with 2 out, a definite threat to go if he sees an opening. There he goes. The pitch is low. The throw. Oh, perfect throw right on the money. So Benji Molina hangs Kemp out to dry. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. And at the end of 4, no score. about by both pitchers. Here's Kershaw's public enemy number one, as called by Roy Campanella. That's the 12-6. And then here's Zito coming right back with the curveball he was throwing when he was 7 years old. And Kemp looks frozen, and another strike. So we'll see about what happens now in the fifth inning. Nate Sherholtz, ball one. Sherholtz got a fastball leading off the third inning and singled. 1-0 the count. Fastball low. Zito in the fourth inning made only 9 pitches. Kershaw coming into this inning, be ready to pitch to Barry, has made only 62 pitches, including 12 in the fourth inning. Giants have had 5 opportunities with a runner in scoring position. They are not only 0 for 5, but Kershaw has struck out 4 with runners in scoring position. Fly ball to left field, pretty deep. Reed Johnson goes to the track before he can catch it. That thing really carried. 1 away. Well, the Yankees visit Dodger Stadium this summer. Now you can be there with one of 9 all-new 7-game mini plans. Each plan includes at least 1 ticket to see the defending World Series champions in L.A. So buy now at Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. Here's Zito. Ball one. Barry sacrificed in the third inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Zito had a brilliant game against the Dodgers in May of last year. He went 6 and allowed just 1 earned run, won the game 3-1. But the nicest thing about Barry Zito is what he is doing with a charity that is called Strikeouts for Troops. It's touching lives of our injured heroes, 1 soldier at a time. They've raised over $2 million, and a lot of players have joined in it. The biggest names in the game. Down he goes. During spring training, Zito hosted 22 injured Marines, all with Purple Hearts from Wounded Warrior Battalion at Balboa Hospital in San Diego and Camp Pendleton. He paid for their flights, hotels, meals, game tickets, arranged for them to be honored at the ballpark. It's a wonderful thing they have. The true warriors, the sometimes forgotten warriors. 0-1 to Velez. Velez has struck out twice. Full swing, foul ball that should go out of play and does. 0-2 the count. Plate umpire Jerry Meals talking to Clayton Kershaw as he gives him a new ball. Walked him all the way out to the mound. Can you imagine being the plate umpire and the pitcher strikes out 20? Wow, what a memorable experience for Jerry Meals. 0-2. Ground ball up the middle for a call to his left. So down go the Giants 1-2-3, and at the end of 4.5 innings, Giants nothing, Dodgers nothing. Bottom of the fifth inning, no score in the ball game. We were talking at the start, we were hoping to see a thoroughly major league ball game, and that's certainly what we're getting right now. Clayton Kershaw, Barry Zito, two stags with their horns locked here. Ronnie Belliard, Reed Johnson, Jamie Carroll. Clayton Kershaw's control has been remarkable. That's kind of news. Zito is usually right around the plate. And a line drive to left field right at Velez. Boy, he didn't have time to do anything but just catch it. That was like playing third base. The Belliard hits it hard and lines out, one away. Talking about Kershaw, he's only had 2 3-ball counts. Both times he walked Renteria and Sandoval, but that's it. So one away, and the batter Reed Johnson. They shorten up at the corners, thinking bunt. Ball 1. Aubrey Huff, Pablo Sandoval. One out, bottom of the fifth, no score. Fastball lifted back at first, down the line. Twisting foul, coming over and making the catch on his knees is Nate Shearholtz. Fine play by Nate. Of course, he plays that way. He's the kind of a guy who never stops. He runs into walls, goes over box seat railings. This time makes this one sitting down. Great hustling play for Nate. And you usually see a lot of fine defensive plays back of a pitcher throwing strikes. Did you see that diving catch on the news Dexter Fowler made to save that no-hitter for Ubaldo Jimenez? Brilliant. Ball hitting right center. Looked like it had to be for extra bases. Fowler fully extended, flying through the air, made the catch. Carroll fly to right in the third inning. Jamie 0 for 1. 1-1. Zito has allowed 3 hits, no walks, just 1 strikeout. Kershaw has 7 in his 5 innings. Foul ball, 1-2. Dodgers heading out to Cincinnati, Washington, and New York. They'll be back on the 29th. A 4-game series with the Pirates, followed by 3 with Milwaukee and 3 with Colorado. So hope you make your plans. Spend some time out here with us. 1-2. Fastball, but he missed. Curveball. On the dead run is Shearholtz. Nice play. So the Dodgers go 1-2-3, and at the end of 5, no score. The duel continues, Kershaw and Zito. And in the 6th, Renteria, Sandoval, and Huff. First ball swinging, popped up the fastball. Belliard and Carroll. Belliard. One pitch and one away. Remember the trivia question about no-hitters, the one for Colorado? There are 3 teams, 3 franchises without a no-hitter pitch. Mets, Padres, Rays. It's really a surprise that the Mets, because they've had some wonderful pitchers, but they never came up with a no-hitter. Strike to Sandoval. Pablo was walked and struck out. He waved at it. They're going to call a strike, and they should. You know, in talking about the 3 franchises without a no-hitter, you immediately think of the other side of the coin. Which club has the most no-hitters? Yep, you're right. The Dodgers with 20. High drive into dead center. Back goes Kemp to the track at the wall to make the catch. So Sandoval just misses, and the Dodgers get the second out. The Dodgers have 20 no-hitters, 10 in Brooklyn, 10 here in Los Angeles. The last one, Hideo Nomo at Colorado in 1996. The only pitchers to pitch more than 1 no-hitter for the Dodgers, Sandy Koufax 4 times, Carl Erskine twice. Check swing for a strike to Aubrey Huff. Aubrey Huff hit back to the box, double to right. 1 ball, 1 strike. One and two. Of course, that Mets-Cardinal game yesterday went 18 innings scoreless. They each scored in the 19th, and the Mets scored in the 20th and won it 2-1. So strikeout number 8. Clayton Kershaw battling Barry Zito. This one's a gem, and at the end of 5.5, no score. Rafael Furcal's bullet strikes him in the hip, and he was able to recover, pick it up, make the play, and after just 1 toss stays in the game, and the freeze cam got him. Meanwhile, Zito and Kershaw really putting on a show. The difference, Kershaw has struck out 8, Zito has struck out 1. But Zito with a minimum of pitches in the fourth inning, made only 9 pitches, and Kershaw has just come back with an 8-pitch 6th inning, and they'll go head-to-head. Ball 1. We told you that Zito signed a 7-year contract for $126 million. And of course, that's a giant risk for anybody to sign a pitcher for that long, because you worry about his health. But Zito has been brilliant in avoiding the DL. So when they began, the Mets offered a 5-year deal for $75 million. They didn't want to go out beyond that. The Texas Rangers offered a 6-year deal for $84 million. And then came the 7-year deal for $126. Staggering money for a brilliant pitcher. Two and two the count to Clayton Kershaw. He followed by Rafael Furcal and then Russell Martin. Fouled away. The Giant pitching will make them exceptionally tough all year long. And for those who feel that pitching is 80%, 90%, whatever of the game itself, they have to be favored in that department at least. With Zito, Lincecum, Kane, Sanchez, that would be the top big 4, certainly in the league. 3-2. Fastball hit foul. Remember, Tim Lincecum had 3 hits. Big day yesterday with the bat as well as pitching. He'll always be a tough act to follow. Three and two. Fastball. So he's not throwing that hard. That's why he has only 1 strikeout. And for Kershaw, if nothing else, he's trying to take something out of Zito. This now becomes a 9-pitch at bat, and it's the first hitter to see more than 7. Fouled away. So now it's a 10-pitch at bat. He had made 51 pitches through 4 innings. Fastball fouled away. Three and two. Bill Kershaw really making him work. Outfield way around the left. And a fly ball right where Velez is stationed. Well, you talk about positioning the players properly, but that was a big at-bat for Clayton Kershaw. You know, Thursday, April 29th, USC night, the first 20,000 fans receive a Cardinal and Gold LA hat, compliments of USC University Hospital. Fans can also sit in My Town to receive a Dodger Town USC t-shirt. So for tickets, visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. Furcal hit back to the box, bunted for a base hit, 1 for 2, runs up in the box and takes. 1-1. Rafael moves around a lot in the batter's box. Fastball. 1-2. The Dodgers have not gotten a man to second base. The Giants have had 2 men get that far. Shearholtz in the 3rd inning, and Huff, who doubled to open up the 4th. That was an inning where they really let it get away. Good fastball to take care of Furcal. Second strikeout for Barry Zito.
Number 55.
And Russell Martin grounded to short, hit back to the box, 0 for 2. So he can throw just hard enough just when he needs to. And he's had wonderful control. So is Kershaw, despite 2 walks. Fastball in there. One and 2. So the hitters finding themselves constantly behind. Two out, 6th inning, no score. Slow curveball. There it is. Boy, that big bender. And Martin perhaps thinking it was a little high. 3 strikeouts now for Zito. No score at the end of 6. Hyundai's key to the game, certainly you go to the mound and look at the numbers. Barry Zito, a total of 79 pitches. Kershaw, a total of 81. Each man absolutely brilliant. And of course for Kershaw, he has exploded with 8 strikeouts and will now set sail in the 7th. Molina, Uribe, and Torres in that order. And of course Clayton certainly contributed to Zito's pitch count. He had a 12 pitch at bat, and that's going to be a strike to Molina. Benji grounded wide at first. Belliard took a hit away from him, and with a runner at second and nobody out, hit a fly ball to right field. High fastball. So the Giants are helping out a little bit. 0-2 the count. Last year, the trademark of the Dodgers, they just would not, could not, and did not walk. Wow. Ball 1. Well, if you're going to let it fly, 1-2 the count. Today, Sandoval walked in the first inning. And Renteria walked in the third. For Bruce Bochy, who just celebrated his 55th birthday Friday night, like to see his team take more pitches. And Molina is frozen at the plate. He strikes out for the first time. And for Clayton Kershaw, he now has 9 strikeouts, but no score. Look at that breaking ball. It is a dandy. So 1 away. Juan Uribe, the hitter. Fastball. 0-1. Uribe flied to left and struck out. It is that time of the game where you start to say who hasn't struck out, and it's Nate Schierholtz. 0-1. 0-2. That's the thing. Every time you look up, there's 2 strikes on a giant hitter. He has gotten Kershaw going into this inning 18 swinging strikes. That's foul. He's had only 2 3-ball counts, and those are the too many walks. Only 1 leadoff man has gotten aboard, and that was Huff, who opened up the 4th with a double. Well, we checked me. Schierholtz also led off with a single. 4-1. One and 2. Tried to throw a breaking ball, but it stayed up on him. 2-2. Ball 3. Just imagine the talent it takes to be a successful major league hitter. You're going to be looking at an object coming anywhere from 95 down to 85 for a curveball. The first thing you have to do in a millisecond is check the spin on the ball. It's either all seams or it's not. All seams, of course, would be the fastball. Like that. And a drive to left, and that has a chance. It is gone. Juan Uribe hits a fastball into the left field pavilion, and the Giants take a 1-0 lead. For Uribe, his first home run. It gives him 10 runs batted in. And the barrel-chested second baseman gets the Giants on the board. So on their 4th hit, Giants get a run. Torres leaves that bunt attempt in Martin's mitt. And Uribe with his buddy Pablo Sandoval hitting him on the top of the helmet. Now Aubrey Huff able to congratulate. For Clayton Kershaw, it would be the 2nd home run that he's allowed this year. 1-1. Good fastball down. 1-2. After Torres comes Nate Schierholtz. 1 run, 4 hits for the Giants. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. And we're in the 7th. Fastball. Kemp is there. So 2 out in the 7th inning, and Nate Schierholtz coming up. When the Dodgers bat in the bottom of the 7th, they have Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, and Casey Blake. You remember Manny Ramirez not playing, although Joe Torre said before the game that Manny could possibly be used as a pinch hitter. Schierholtz single to right, fly to left. Ball 1. Kershaw had made 82 pitches going into the 7th inning. That breaking ball didn't do much. Almost hit him. 2-0. Fouled away. He has now made 100 pitches. Two and one. Talking about pitch count. When Uribe hit the home run, it was the 8th pitch of his at bat, and no other Giant had seen more than 6 pitches in any at bat. And of course, remember, Kershaw had a 12 pitch at bat. And that's ball 4. So Clayton has struck out 9 and walked 3. He's allowed 4 hits and 1 run. Rick Honeycutt gone out to talk to him. In this inning, we have not quite seen that great curveball. He got Molina on the outside corner with one. Uribe just fought off everything and then hit the home run. And now the walk to Schierholtz. Barry Zito coming up with 2 out. Zito was 1 for 5 coming in, so he's 1 for 6. In his 6 at bats, he has struck out 4 times. So Barry has never been much of a hitter, but of course in this spot, he's a threat. Strike. So Clayton going right after him with a fastball. 0-1 the count. Fastball missed. 1-1. You certainly wouldn't expect Schierholtz to try to run with 2 out and the pitcher at the plate. The Dodger bullpen, Ramon Troncoso and left-handed George Sherrill begin to warm up. 1-2. Clayton Kershaw, his last game against Arizona, he made 110 pitches. Game before in Pittsburgh, 109, and he is scrambling a little bit now. 2-2. For Clayton, this would be his 26th pitch. And it's a chopper to for call. Quick force play, and that's that. However, an 8-pitch at bat for Juan Uribe, and one of those 8 he hits into the pavilion. And at the end of 6.5, 1-0 Giants, the crowd will now be asked to sing God Bless America. on Uribe and an 8-pitch at bat. Number 8 pitch he deposited into the left field pavilion, and that's the difference between Barry Zito and Clayton Kershaw. A brilliant pitching duel with the Giants now leading 1-0. Ethier, Kemp, and Blake now trying to at least get the Dodgers even, and Zito going to work. Ball 1. Sergio Romo, a right-hander, begins to throw back of Zito in the Giant bullpen. 1 ball and no strikes. Ethier single to right, fly to center. 1-1. Zito coming off his hardest inning. He made 20 pitches in the 6th. 2-1. He made as little as 8 pitches in the 5th, 9 pitches in the 4th. And that's going to go into left field. Base hit for Andre. And he's 2 for 3 with a leadoff single to left, and Matt Kemp coming up.
Number 27, Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp flied to deep to center and single to left. He's 1 for 2. 1 run, 4 hits for the Giants. No runs, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Matt with 5 home runs, 15 runs batted in, and hitting .333. Oh, 1. Just did hold up. Pitch in the dirt. Pretty much a changeup. Straight change. He hadn't thrown many of those. One ball and 1 strike. Casey Blake waiting on deck. Ethier at first, leading off the inning. 1-0 Giants. Drop that curveball in there. It's maddening if you're a hitter, because you give up. It looks like the pitch is up in your eyes. 1-2. And a chopper to third. They'll get a force play, and that's it. Ethier going in hard enough. So the force play will put Kemp at first with 1 out. Casey Blake coming up. And of course the Giants always watching and wondering about Kemp, who tried to steal in the 4th inning and was thrown out on a perfect throw by Molina. Casey Blake twice has flied to left field. Casey with a home run, 6 RBIs. And we'll see about Kemp. A cautious lead at first. Ball 1. In a spot like that, if you're Casey Blake, you're thinking Kemp might be going, or at least Zito has to be thinking about it. Therefore, I'll probably see more fastballs in this at-bat than in previous at-bats. And there's a fastball popped up. Uribe. So Blake pops it up, and that'll bring up Ronnie Belliard. And Kemp certainly figures to be more of a possible base stealer now with 2 out than he was with 1. So we'll see if Joe gives him the green light. Belliard hit back to the box and lined out to left. Molina going over the pitches with Zito, how they worked in the last two at-bats. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Jeff Weaver begins to loosen up. Zito had made 79 pitches coming into the inning. Kershaw hoping to get a run at least to get even. Starts in breaking ball, but was not a good curveball. 1-0. Belliard hitting .400 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. Fastball. And the quick feed for the force play, and just like that, that's it in the 7th inning. And so at the end of 7, Giants 1, Dodgers nothing. A fastball. Back comes what might have been a curve that didn't curve. Another high fastball. And the fastball fouled away. And another fastball hit into the pavilion. So an 8-pitch at bat. Uribe wins it, and it's 1-0 Giants in the 8th inning. Eugenio Velez, a strike. He has struck out twice, grounded to short. 107 pitches made by Kershaw going into this inning. 1-1. This figures to be Clayton's last inning. He's due to bat third when the Dodgers hit in the bottom of this 8th. 1-0 Giants. Two and 1 the count. So 10-8, 9-0, but today push against shove. 1-0. And he misses with a high fastball. The lowest scoring game between these two last year involved Zito. He beat Billingsley. And the Giants won that game 3-1. Three and 2 the count. Velez, Renteria, Sandoval. Fastball Eugenio hitting .350 with 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in. Puts a lot of heat on the infielders because he runs very well. And look out now, ball 4. And let's see, Joe Torre, I think, will come up and bring a hook with him. So the walk to Velez. Yep, they will go to the right-handers. So it was a brilliant effort by Kershaw. Struck out 9, walked 4, allowed 4 hits, 1 run. Jeff Weaver will be coming in from the bullpen, and Clayton Kershaw will get an ovation from the with Eugenio Velez at first base on the walk. Jeff Weaver's called in from the bullpen, and Jeff will pitch to Renteria, Sandoval, the right-handed batters, and then the left-hand hitting Aubrey Huff. 1-0 Giants. Weaver's seeing a lot more work, I think, than he expected. This is the 12th Dodger game, and he's now been in 8 of them. One ball and no strikes. To look at Weaver's work in the past against Renteria. Renteria just 2 for 16. That would be a 125 batting average. Sandoval is 0 for 6 against Jeff. Huff, however, has hit him hard. The bunt and a dandy. Belliard has to hurry it and just did get his man. The Giants think that Carroll came off the bag, and I think Bruce Bochy's going to argue. Yeah, here he comes. So Belliard making his first real play as a first baseman on the bunt. And Mark Wagner, who was involved in a play at second base yesterday and admitted today that he did miss it. Carroll handling the throw, and then that left foot came off. So the debate is, was it on or off? Well, Wagner was the closest man to it. Bochy, a little annoyed, goes back into the Giant dugout. But the sacrifice is in the books. Velez is now at second, and the Dodgers are going to walk, I think, Sandoval, because remember, he's a switch hitter, and he'll bat left-handed. Yep. So as much, I'm sure, as they don't want to see Huff, and they do have Sherrill down in the bullpen, Aubrey Huff 1 for 3 today with a double. So Troncoso and Sherrill in the pen. We told you that Huff has hurt Weaver in the past. He's hitting .367 against him, 11 for 30. So they'll hope that they can get out of it with force plays or even a double play. For the Giants, they received 5 walks now. Giants 1 run, 4 hits. Dodgers no runs, 4 hits. Now let's see with Huff, since Sherrill is throwing in the pen, we'll see now if they bring in the left-handed. So Sherrill is heading this way. So Weaver got the out on the sacrifice. Not brilliant enough to top Barry Zito, but very much on his game. Certainly his best shot of the early part of the year. He started out striking Velez, and then he got Renteria. He moved along nicely to get Velez again. Got Uribe and Torres. Finished off Barry Zito, and it just kept going as he struck out 9. However, after going 7 innings plus, he allowed 1 run, made 114 pitches, and goes out where he can either lose or have nothing to do with it. And it's up to Weaver, Sherrill to keep the Giants quiet and hope the Dodger bats can come back and get him off the hook. Aubrey Huff facing Sherrill. And to go back in the history books, Huff is 0 for 3 against him over in the American League. 1 ball, no strikes. Fastball at the chin, ball 2, 2-0. Sherrill pitched briefly yesterday, and it was rather encouraging. He struggled all spring. Left-hand hitters last year hit only 128 against Sherrill. But he's behind now, 3-0. And waiting on deck, Benji Molina. (3-0) and a strike. So Kershaw walked Velez. He came out. Weaver got Renteria on a bunt. Walked Sandoval, and after 6 pitches, he came out. Now here's Sherrill making his 5th pitch. 3-1 to Aubrey Huff. Up in the air, foul, and out of play. 3-2 to Aubrey. Huff grounded to short, double to right, struck out. Fastball lifted down the left field line. Percal going out and calling. Raphael making a tough play look easy. He went a long way to get it. Huff pops it up. Certainly no infield fly rule. There was no reasonable expectancy that he would catch it. We waved Reed Johnson off. 2 on, 2 out. Now with Molina coming up, Joe will probably go back into the pen and bring in a right-hander. He's had Troncoso throwing, and Ramon will be called in. So with 2 out and 2 on, Sherrill got his man. Here comes Ramon, and once again, we'll be right back. It is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Try Jack's new grilled sandwiches, the turkey bacon cheddar, or the deli trio at participating restaurants. And by your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. 1-0 in favor of the Giants. 2 out in the 8th inning. The Giants have Velez and Sandoval out there, and Ramon Troncoso, who becomes the 4th pitcher of the inning, trying to get Benji Molina, who is 0 for 3 against Kershaw. Against Troncoso, Molina is 1 for 4 in the past. Ball 1. So Troncoso working on Molina. When the Dodgers hit in the bottom of the 8th, Reed Johnson, Jamie Carroll, and Troncoso's spot. That's a strike. Tough spot against a very good hitter. And hits him. So Troncoso hits Molina on the shoulder, and that will bring up the guy who has made it a 1-0 game, Juan Uribe.
Second baseman, Juan Uribe.
Uribe flied to left, struck out, and homered against Kershaw. So Molina hit by the pitch, and the bases are loaded. For Molina, first time he's been hit this early part of the year. foul ball, 0-1. Juan Uribe and Ramon Troncoso. Uribe is 1 for 3 against him in the past. So far this year, Uribe is the real giant with runners in scoring position. Juan Uribe is 5 for 9 this year. That would be a .556 batting average. And a high foul ball, very doubtful. It will go back in the stand. So Velez at third, Sandoval at second, Molina at first, and an 0-2 count on Uribe. But remember, Kershaw started Uribe 0-2 with fastballs. It wound up being an 8-pitch at bat, and Uribe hit the 8th pitch in the pavilion for a run. 0-2. Ball 1. Troncoso was not here opening day. He was on the scene for the birth of his first child, a daughter, Isabella. He's allowed 2 runs in 6 innings in relief this spring. And he's in his 8th game. Ground ball to third. Blake down to second, and they're out of the mess. No runs, no hits. Giants lead 3 at the end of 7.5. Giants lead 1-0 behind Barry Zito, and they tighten up their defense a bit. Aubrey Huff comes out at first base. Travis Ishikawa will take over. Barry Zito began the year 2 victories and no losses, and in his career, it's hard to believe he has never started a year 3-0. And here he is, bottom of the 8th inning, leading 1-0. He's backed up in the bullpen, and we'll see whether he can do it or not and go 9. Reed Johnson to start it off. He is 0 for 2. Johnson struck out and fouled out, 0 for 2. So you realize the Dodgers shut down by Lincecum yesterday. And here they are in the 8th inning, shut down so far against Zito. At 16 consecutive scoreless innings. Friday night, The Dodgers failed to score in the 8th inning. They didn't have to bat in the 9th. So actually they've gone 17 consecutive scoreless innings. That's a strike. Two and one to Reed, batting .286. Manny Ramirez not able to answer the bell, but could be used as a pinch hitter. And ball 3. Ethier led off the 7th inning with a single. He's the only Dodger leadoff man to get aboard today, and he stayed at first. High fly ball to left, but it's playable. Velez is there. So Reed Johnson a fly ball, 1 away. You know, you can follow the Dodgers on your iPhone, iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android phone with MLB.com at Bat 2010, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. So visit Dodgers.com today for more details. Garrett Anderson is coming out of the Dodger dugout to hit for Jamie Carroll, who started over Blake DeWitt against the left-hander.
For the Dodgers, pitch hitting for Carroll. Number 9, Garrett Anderson.
Well, Garrett Anderson and Jeff Zito, Barry Zito, have to be known very well to each other, and Anderson has done well, hitting .328 in the past over in the American League against Barry, including 2 home runs. So 1 out, and here is Garrett batting for Carroll, and out on deck is Manny Ramirez. Two very tough hitters for Zito. Big curveball, ball 1. Anderson has 2 home runs against him. Ramirez had 3. 1 out, 8th inning, 1-0 Giants. That's a strike. 1-1. Ball 2. Zito has been brilliant. He has not walked a batter. Down in the bullpen, Brian Wilson, a closer, and the left-handed Jeremy Affeldt warming up. And he's 3-1 to Garrett Anderson. So right on the edge of his first walk. Three and 2, came back with the fastball. A little break at the end of it. So a big moment for Barry Zito, Anderson, and Ramirez. Three and 2. Ball 4. So Manny will be coming up, and we'll have a runner for Garrett Anderson, Blake DeWitt, who will run and then stay in the game. So Anderson comes off the bench, gets a walk. DeWitt runs for him. Now, with Manny Ramirez due up, Bruce Bochy is taking the ball from Zito and sending him back to the dugout. And it figures they'll go to Brian Wilson. In fact, will hold up Sergio Romo. So they'll save Wilson as Zito comes. Well, this would appear to be the defining moment as Barry Zito comes out after making 102 pitches, and Manny Ramirez comes out of the Dodger dugout to pinch hit against Sergio Romo. Sergio Romo, a local boy from Brawley, 5'11", 185, 27 years old. Once upon a time a Dodger fan. That's ball one. Even though he grew up at Brawley, about a good 3-hour drive, his family came here especially to see Rudy Cianez, a friend who hails from the Imperial Valley. And the first game that Romo saw here as an 11-year-old, Raul Mondesi hit a home run, and he was a rabid Dodger fan. That's a strike, 1-1. In his rookie year, after Romo was drafted by the Giants, he left a whole lot of tickets for his family who showed up in Dodger gear. Bruce Bochy said, "Let them know if they wear the other team's colors, it'll be the last ticket you'll get from me." Fastball for a strike. Romo was signed by the Giants out of Mesa State in Colorado and first came up in 2008. So Manny against a kid who was a Dodger fan who grew up to be a Giant pitcher. There's another one down in the bullpen, Dan Runswick. 1-2 the count to Manny. Anderson at first with DeWitt running for him on the walk. One away. Sidearm breaking ball and a towering drive to left. That goes Bailey's. It is gone. For the pitch, and the Dodgers lead 2-1. The crowd asking Manny to take a curtain call, and the batter is Rafael Percal. Manny's up the steps, and the crowd salutes him. Remember that pinch hit home run he hit on Manny Ramirez bobblehead night? Well, he comes off the bench to electrify a 50,000 crowd today. That's a strike. So the kid who was a Dodger fan, who comes back in a Giant uniform, who had been enthralled by the home run by Raul Mondesi, now gives up a huge home run to Manny Ramirez. Fouled away. Manny with a sore leg, 548 career home runs. That puts him right there with Mike Schmidt. 1-2. Fastball. 2-2 the count. Ramirez was 0 for 2 in the past against Romo and had struck out each time. But Sergio tried to sidearm him, and Manny hit it out. 2-2. Fouled away. When the Giants come up in the 9th inning, it'll be the bottom 3 in the lineup. Torres, Scherholtz, and the pitcher spot, and Jonathan Broxton is in the wings getting ready. What a moment for Manny, and what a moment to produce, crushing the heart of Barry Zito. Ground ball to Uribe, and that's the second out. Let's take a look now. Watch Romo pitching. Fastball up, breaking ball, strike. Fastball in, and there's the pitch. And Manny drives it in. You could see as he sidearmed to throw that breaking ball, Manny was on it all the way. So 2 down, and Russell Martin, ball 1. For Zito, giving up the run, he is not involved. The different run belongs to Romo. So Barry's only walk, walking an old foe, Garrett Anderson, and the Dodgers parlay it into a 2-1 lead. Breeze blowing to right field, and a fly ball down the right field line. Shearholt's a long way to come and can't quite get there. 50,433. Seeing a whale of a ball game. This is the best game of the early part of the year, without a doubt. No score. Then the Giants breaking through with a home run in the 7th, and the Dodgers coming back with a 2-run pinch hit home run by Manny Ramirez. So Bruce Bochy's been through a lot. That had to hurt. And a breaking ball takes care of Martin, but the damage has been done. Manny hits one out with a man aboard, and we're heading for the 9th inning. For Manny, a dramatic moment. Run by Manny Ramirez. Now Joe Torre trying to strengthen the defense a little bit, and he brings James Loney in to play first. He moves Belliard from first base to second, and he brings in his closer, Big Jonathan Broxton. So it's been Kershaw, Weaver, Sherrill, Troncoso, and now Big John. John Bowker is out on deck as a pinch hitter for the Giants. Torres will be the first man up, then Shearholtz. Bowker with a bat down in the dugout, so we'll see. Torres singled against Kershaw, struck out, fly to center. Andres Torres hitting less than a buck. Torres still looking for a hit, and he got it after 10 at-bats in his second inning. 0-1. Giants, as we said, are short-handed in the outfield. Aaron Rowan beamed Friday night. He's on the DL. Mark DeRosa has a troublesome right hamstring. So Bruce Bochy is hamstrung. The bunt in the air, foul. Here comes Martin. So 1 out in the 9th inning, and the batter is Nate Shearholz, who singled to right, flied to left, and walked. Against Broxton, Shearholz 0 for 1. John Bowker, now as figured, is on deck. Right, 0-1. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. They were hiding in the weeds until the 8th inning, down 1-0 against Zito. 0-1. For Barry Zito, of course, a real crusher. As we told you, number one, he has never started the year 3-0. Couldn't pitch much better than he did for 7. And then with 1 out, he walked Garrett Anderson, and they took the ball from him. And the next thing you know, Romo gave up the home run, and it's 2-1 Dodgers. 0-2 to Nate Shearholz. Just off the plate. Oh, listen to all the umpires. So Broxton strikes out Shearholz. That would be the 10th Giant to strike out today. Clayton Kershaw had 9. And John Bowker, who is 1 for 1 against Broxton, so that made him certainly eligible to be the pinch hitter. And a good fastball smoked in for a strike. So John Bowker with his foot in the door. John out of Sacramento, the first Giant, San Francisco Giant, to hit home runs in his first 2 big league games. And ball 1. Two out, 9th inning, 2-1 Dodgers. This has been a big league game. A crack bat, little pop fly, belly yard. Jonathan Broxton comes in and makes short shrift of the Giants. 8 pitches to retire the side, and the Dodgers get back to the 500 mark, 6-6. Maybe nothing to be proud of, but a good way to finish at home before going out on the road. We'll be right back.